I'm Stephanie, and welcome to my channel. This is the playlist where I unbox my many book subscription service boxes, and sadly today's is the end of an era. This is going to be my last Scribbler book box unboxing, and it's really bittersweet. I've been a subscriber to Scribbler since 2019. I have absolutely loved this box as someone who both loves to read and aspires to be a writer. But sadly, I do have to say I've canceled my subscription for this box. I'm just not finding the value in this box anymore, and I'm going to address those reasons before the actual unboxing. If you're just here to see what was inside the February Scribbler book box, you can go ahead and jump to the timestamp that is on the screen now. Okay, so why am I quitting this box after 6 years as a loyal subscriber? Unfortunately, there are a few reasons. I just don't see that the value is worth the cost anymore. When I first subscribed, it was a book box that contained a new release book, a signed book plate, an essay by the author in the writing passport, a publishing process inside look that showed examples of like outlines, query letters, or anything you might just want to see before you go trying to publish your own work, whether you're doing that through a traditional publisher or self-publishing. They included a snack item, a few writerly gifts like notebooks, pens, highlighters, writing aids. Like I have a few great like notepads that are like scene outlines or character outlines, writing dice, like so many good writerly gifts. But lately they have been doing a lot of repeats. And we also, like the biggest thing that we've kind of lost over the years is we used to get invitations to Scribbler exclusive chats. They do still promote them, but they're from like 2020. And these Scribbler chats would be like with authors or editors or agents. And they were so neat because they were live on YouTube. So you could ask questions during the chat. Now, I will say they didn't really get to that many questions. It would be like 3 questions that they would answer during it. But you still had that opportunity to do so, and you got to join something that was very exclusive. And of course, you could watch the replay later if you wanted to. They also had a monthly email newsletter that had some great advice and information about the world of writing and publishing. I did a look, and like granted, I probably have cleaned up my inbox, or at least I hope I have, since the last email or the last newsletter I have is from 2023. Again, that could be me having deleted them to keep my inbox clean, but my inbox is also kind of messy, so that very well could be the last time we got a newsletter. They have a Facebook group that I'm an active member on, or as active as you can be, because again, it's not really a managed community anymore. And I think somebody else had asked, like, when's the last time we saw the newsletter come out from them? But it does feel like that timeline kind of tracks as to when they stopped sending their newsletter and, in a sense, when their communication really started going down the tubes. I also forgot that they had a regularly scheduled like writing contest that they would do each month that honestly just kind of disappeared like a fart in the wind, and they didn't really make an announcement about it. They just kind of stopped doing it, and it seemed like they kind of just hoped people would forget about it. A thing that I did love about this book box is that it wasn't genre specific. So it introduced me to a lot of books that I might not otherwise have chosen for myself. Now, some of the books obviously were not going to be my favorites, but some of them did introduce me to authors that I would definitely read again in the future, and I know that I would not have found them if it weren't for their titles being included in this box. It somewhat forced me to read outside of my preferred genre, and I really did like that. It was a different way of exploring new books, new authors, new genres that if I were just walking around in Barnes & Noble, I probably would have bypassed because they're not in the thriller section. But as I've said, they've kind of just like Irish goodbyed their ways out of hosting these exclusive chats. The Facebook page is not really, the Facebook group, I guess, is not really active anymore, or it's basically people being like, has anyone gotten an email from them saying that the box has shipped? And now the books kind of seem to be whatever they can get their hands on at a discounted rate. Like it doesn't really seem like they're really focused on the new releases or something that someone might not already own. And now they've said that they're going to be swapping out like the snack that they used to include for a bookmark. I mean, that's all fine and dandy and that's their choice, but like I have enough bookmarks to last me a lifetime. I could probably build an entire room in my house out of all the bookmarks I have. I don't need another bookmark, but again, that's their choice, that's their call. But I actually like the snacks that they included. I wanted my little single serving of like popcorn or like gummy candies that they sent. I'm kidding, but it is another nail in the coffin for me, as I don't want another bookmark. But I will say their final nail in the coffin for this was pretty much the lack of communication. Like I've said, the Facebook group has kind of just become the wild, wild west of people sharing whatever they want. Now it's just a lot of self-promotion, which I get, like, you need to share your book, but it felt more like the intended purpose was for the community of subscribers to be able to talk about their writing journey, ask for advice, seek out beta readers, that kind of thing. And even the Scribbler team used to be really active. They would post questions, they would respond to stuff. It is crickets. Like, people have asked, like, did anyone get their shipping notification? And Scribbler doesn't bother to come in and be like, oh, we're so sorry, you should have got an email. They'll just send out the email, but like, they don't acknowledge any of the lack of communication on any of their other channels. And like the Scribbler chats, this Facebook page has kind of just died down, and it's just not, it's supposed to be a value add that is no longer valuable. I mean, it was kind of funny because their email communication around shipping has just fallen off the face of the earth. I have to go into my spam folder to check to see if they've shipped it. And I swear that they only sent like a, oops, we forgot to alert you that January would be delayed because of a problem with a vendor, because someone posted in the Facebook group about it, being like, why has the January not shipped, or why have we not been told anything? And then all of a sudden out came this email. But again, Scribbler never responded to the original Facebook post or really followed up with anything valuable, which when I compare that to my Twisted Retreat book box, as soon as they know that there's going to be a problem getting an item on time that's going to delay shipping, I get an email expressing a sincere apology and how they're handling it, or what they might have to do instead, like swapping out an item to not delay the box even further. I understand it. Vendors have problems. The world is a pretty messed up place right now. Thank you for letting me know. I feel like Scribbler just kind of hopes no one will notice or ask about it. And really, it's so sad, as they were obviously passionate about creating a community at the beginning. Back in 2019, this box was fantastic, again, because of the Facebook page. The email newsletter they sent out, they really were engaged via email, social media, these live online events, and they really wanted to create that community. But somewhere along the way, it really just feels like our community got shoved to the side, and it's all about profits and just maximizing how much money they can make out of this while detracting from the value that our community gets out of it. And that is why I'm no longer going to be a part of the Scribbler community or do the box anymore. And it truly is the end of an era in my BookBox subscriber life. This was the first one I signed up for, which opened the door for me to try Unplugged, Twisted Retreat, Book of the Month, The Book Drop, and Lit Love. But I will say the one silver lining is by quitting this book box, I am going to be resubscribing to Lit Love, which I did put on pause for a little bit, because I do think that is a very good box. I really like that one. So I'm excited that my funds will help offset the cost of that box, as it is a more expensive book box, but I do think that the value is well worth it. It is sad. It's really sad that it has come to this, because this book box, and again, the community they built, had so much potential. It feels like it's kind of died a very slow death, and I'm really sad about it. But let's go ahead and open this book box and see what was inside the February 2025 Scribbler book box. Or just watch. This box is going to be amazing, and I'm going to be like, maybe I will re-up my subscription. We will see. Okay, so first we have a From the Desk of Scribbler. So just introduces us to the author of the book that's in it, and I guess it's a good thing that I quit this box, because they tell you what the book is. I literally just got a copy of this book from another book subscription service that I have, so there we go. There we go. I really do have to start doing ones where I know what books I'm buying. Although I also have said in a few of these that I forget which books I pick and then I duplicate them, so maybe that doesn't save me. Maybe I'm just destined to get multiple copies of books from different book boxes. But they just have a little information about the author, and then they've got a writerly poster. A Word After a Word After a Word is Power by Margaret Atwood. It's a nice little writerly poster there. And then looks like we've got our signature plate that goes with the book. All right, their bookmark is kind of cute just because I do like Argyle, and pink is my favorite color. If you can't tell. Imperfect words still build perfect stories. Got that? And just a little Scribbler logo on the back. It's kind of cute. I like it. Okay, next up we have the Writing Passport and Publishing Process Inside Look. So we have an interview with the author who is featured this month, a little essay by Scribbler themselves. On the back, it just has an information card that tells you everything that should be included in the box. Looks like we've got an editorial letter from the author included as well. Okay, next up we've got a raven with some books and a quill, little sticker. It's nice. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that, but it's nice. And then, a magnet, I do like that. So, future best-selling author. That will go on my whiteboard that I have in my office. Okay, so this is a good gift, but this is a repeat. I already have this creative writing journal from this same book box. Now, it is nice to have a second copy, just so I can go back and potentially use this for a different story that I'm working on. And again, this is a good writerly gift, but it's a repeat. If you are a subscriber to this box, you already have a copy of this. So maybe I should give this to another writerly friend since I already have one. Again, good gift, but it is a duplicate. But it does have 25 exercises to spark ideas and explore your writing style, tips on how to construct your work and establish your style and tone, how to do research and explore the world around you for ideas, and information on the basic rules of writing that need to be observed. So a little creative writing journal by Julian Flanders, in case you want to go out and pick up your own. I do like this. I have flipped through it, and it does have some good questions to ask yourself as you're writing your story. And then the book does sound fantastic, but like I said, I already got this from my subscription through the Book Drop. And that is Tell Me What You Did by Carter Wilson. Though I will give Scribbler their props, this is a new release, so good on them for going back to that. For a while, we were getting books that had already been out for a couple years, so I am excited that they are going back to a new release. So let's go ahead and see what this one promises to be about. She gets people to confess their crimes for a living. He knows she's hiding a terrible secret. It's time for the truth to come out. Poe Webb, host of a popular... Oh, that makes sense why they sent a Raven sticker. Poe Webb, host of a popular true crime podcast, invites people to anonymously confess crimes they've committed to her audience. She can't guarantee the police won't come after her guests, but her show grants simultaneous anonymity and instant fame, a potent combination that's proven difficult to resist. After an episode recording, Poe usually erases both criminal and crime from her mind. But when a strange and oddly familiar man appears on her show, Poe is forced to take a second look. Not only because he claims to be her mother's murderer from years ago, but because Poe knows something no one else does. Her mother's murderer is dead. Poe killed him. From the USA Today bestselling author of The Dead Girl in 2A and The New Neighbor comes a chilling new thriller that forces the question, are murderers always the bad guys? So it does sound like a great book. Now I just have 2 copies. I guess maybe I should keep them in case I ruin one, or I can take one on vacation, and if there's no room for it to come home with me, got another backup. Or my husband and I have talked about building a free little library in our yard, though those are really expensive. If you've never looked into them, they kind of cost a lot. So I'm kind of thinking maybe we just build one and don't register it for a while we save up funds. But maybe this will make its way in there. But to recap all the goodies we got, so we got the Tell Me What You Did by Carter Wilson. We have the signed signature plate. And then we had the creative writing journal, the future best-selling author magnet, the Raven sticker, the writing passport and publishing process inside look, cute little pink Argyle bookmark, and then the poster of Margaret Atwood. So pretty decent box for my last one. Again, it kind of hits home on some of the things I mentioned that are the reasons I'm leaving the box, but it did also surprise me by doing some things that I said were negatives, but are now going kind of back the way they were. This unboxing is not going to change my mind about quitting my subscription. Again, I just re-upped my Lit Love one, so I'm really excited to get my March box and see all the goodies that will come with that. So I do still do the book drop, which they just mail you a surprise book, like you pick a genre. So I do books for coffee, which is for like thriller readers. You don't know what's coming, it's a surprise. I do book of the month where you do get to pick out your book. Lit Love, you also get to pick out your book. They do have a surprise option if you're looking to be surprised. And then, what else do I do? Oh, Twisted Retreat, which is for horror lovers. They don't tell you ahead of time, but they do send out an email where you can find out what the titles are if you really want to. So they'll give like sneak peeks and like little hints about the goodies that are going to be included. If you want to spoil yourself, you can click through and find out what book or books are going to be included for the month. I typically don't. I like being surprised when they come just to see what different types of horror reads I'm going to be adding to my to be read shelf. But I guess that will do it for this last Scribbler unboxing. It's kind of weird. Like, I don't think it'll really hit me until next month when I don't get the box delivered to my house. That'll feel pretty weird. But it has been a fun run, Scribbler. If you are interested in this book box, I definitely don't deter you if you think that these items are something you would find a lot of value in. For me, having been a longtime subscriber, I've just seen the value go down a little bit. But if you think this is worthwhile for the cost, I still do think it can be a valuable box. It's just lost a little bit of its value for me, specifically with some of the extra goodies that have kind of just dropped off. But still a decent box overall if you do love to read and write. All right, that'll do it for this one, and I hope to see you in another unboxing video soon.